So just gonna go over resiliency real quick and just explore it. So resiliency defined is basically the positive psychological capacity to rebound from adversity. And that's how Dr. Coughlin defined it in his study. And then I'm just going to go over the Oxford definition. It's the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. But what I want to actually stress here is that resilience is actually an outcome of either recovering from a challenging event or adopting behaviors that actually foster your own ability to be resilient. So in a way, it's kind of like a muscle you can actually exercise. And two ways that you can actually grow your own resilience. Number one, I already talked about, it's going through a challenging event or having to cope with some type of adversity. And that could be something like, a scary medical diagnosis, or it could be the loss of a job, or some type of challenge that either you are going through or one of your close friends or family is going through. And the idea is that with the help of our support network, that we're able to get through it and overcome it. And hopefully on the other side, that we are more confident with being able to endure any challenge in the future. And we've also probably built stronger relationships because of it. The other way we can do it, as far as exercising it as a muscle, is, we're all L&D professionals, so we probably watch a lot of TED Talks. And one TED Talk I like to watch is Jane McGonigal's TED Talk, where she talks about how she used a game she developed to help her through a bad concussion she sustained. And she talks about the 4 resiliencies that if you exercise these every day, these actually help promote your ability to deal with adversity. And the first one is the physical resilience. And that would be things like taking care of yourself, taking care of your body, getting exercise, and eating a healthy diet. And the second one is the mental resiliency piece. So this is doing those challenges, things that challenge you. So for instance, I actually laid my bathroom floor over the weekend. And while it wasn't fun and it was a challenge, I was actually able to accomplish it. And I did feel that sense of accomplishment afterwards. And the other thing we can do that is the continuous learning, continually challenging yourself. And also reading. I mean, if you're like me, I have a stack of books on my nightstand I still need to get through. So, I mean, remember when you're practicing these behaviors, you're actually building your own ability to cope. And the third one she talks about is the emotional resiliency, where we do things that make us feel good inside. And the way she actually described it in her TED Talk is she asked the audience to Google their favorite baby animals. So whether baby dolphins or puppies. And the idea is that if you experience those positive emotions. And then the last is a social resilience, where you're reaching out to your friends and you're keeping those social relationships current or alive. You're talking with your family, you're talking to your friends, or you're talking to your loved ones. So if you actually exercise those behaviors, you are really actually developing your ability to be resilient. But so I talked about the idea of being individually resilient, but those same behaviors, when practiced as a group, actually build this idea of collective resilience. And as you can see here, the individual resilience is the individual's own ability to grow from adversity, but also fostering positive social relationships. Well, it's the same thing for groups. So the capability for both individuals and groups to foster and engage in these same behaviors actually build this idea of group resiliency, where the group is able to overcome adversity better than any individual can.